Hey, it's Matt back with another tutorial walkthrough video. This time showing how to send emails in Rust with SendGrid. Now the main reason for this tutorial was at the time, because it is a little while ago, back in March of this year, I was just starting to get, or I shouldn't say just starting to, but I'd gotten into Rust for a little while and felt confident enough to write something kind of quasi meaningful with Rust. And I just wanted an excuse to use it even more. I love using SendGrid, honestly do. So I thought, well, why not put both together and see if maybe other people would like to use Rust with SendGrid as well, because at least at the time, there wasn't an official SendGrid SDK for Rust, as there are for other languages such as Python, PHP, Java, etc. So, as the name implies, there's really not a lot going on in this tutorial. It really just steps you through the absolute essentials with a little bit of extraness to it of sending an email using SendGrid, sort of making the connection, authenticating against SendGrid, and then sending a very simplistic email in HTML and text formats. Now, the prerequisites for the tutorial are Rust and Cargo, naturally enough, your preferred text editor or IDE. I usually use Visual Studio Code when writing Rust, but have been getting into Vim and NeoVim a bit more recently. You will naturally need a SendGrid account. If you're going to work with SendGrid, it can be free or it can be paid. Naturally, either work just as well. You're going to need an email address to receive the email. And in your SendGrid account, you're going to have an email address listed as a verified identity or a verified sender, so that it can send on behalf of a given domain. Otherwise, there's not a lot else going on. The crates that are being used are .env, because I like to keep configuration details and secure credentials outside of code, such as the SendGrid API key. Then there's error chain, HTTP, request, and serde JSON. I believe I've pronounced those last two correctly. If you don't have a SendGrid API key, or you haven't set your email address up as a verified sender, that's covered in the tutorial with plenty of links to further information should you need it, should this be your first time or you're relatively new to SendGrid. Anyway, with that, let's get into it. There's not a lot you're going to see, but we're going to use cargo run. And wait a second, and you'll see a confirmation there, email sent. Just want to stress that doesn't necessarily mean that the email has actually been sent to the recipient, just that the request has been made to SendGrid and that it's been acknowledged and received. So all being well, assuming that the email address was valid, it is a verified sender, etc., it should arrive in the inbox at some point, not too long after it being sent. Assuming all goes well, it'll look like this. Here is your amazing email. Was that too amazing? I don't know. Perhaps I should have said, here is your amazing Rust-powered email, or at least Rust-sent email. As you can see here, the subject line, let's send an email with Rust and SendGrid, and the body, not a lot going on. But if you're really kind of just getting into Rust and using SendGrid, this tutorial is enough to get you started without trying to complicate things or be too fancy. As always, if you'd like to know anything else, please check out the tutorials. The details are there with links to further information. You can find it at twilio.com/blog/send emails Rust SendGrid. Otherwise, if you like this video, if you like the other videos in the series and in general what I'm creating, please give me a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Ideally, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification icon so you know when more of these videos are coming through. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.